Oh, yeah. Yeah, we back at it. Oh, perfect timing. I doubt it. Yo, yeah, we here. We here. We here. We a little bit late tonight, but yo, life happens, as we always say. A little bit of life juice. What's up? What's up? All done land? All done land? Yeah. You will tell me recordings in progress, wouldn't you? Mic check. One thing I can do is spit. Okay. Oh wait, I hit the wrong thing. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? All done land? No, it's not letting me accept your. Oh, there you go. Is that my boy? My boy, Blue. There we go. There we go. There you
Hey,
go, my brother.
hey, where is my beautiful sister? What movie?
Django, come on.
That's Calvin Candy. You my
Yeah,
God. My brother.
Django, of
Come on
course,
now.
of course, of
Yeah,
course. Yo,
yeah,
yo, yo,
yeah.
yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the All Done Podcast. As y'all know, I'm Shakes, aka BK. I don't know. I got a lot of things. That's my brother Tracy with the prosperity hat on. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. If you see the book in the background, holla if you hear me. But yeah, no, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Yo, tonight we got an interesting show for you. Tonight we
We
for sure got
do.
an interesting show for you.
We do.
We got a guest. We got some things to talk about. We ain't gonna keep y'all here late, but we're gonna keep y'all. For the people listening to the audio, welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all can't see us. Y'all can't see the stuff I was talking about, and that's fine. But y'all know it's there.
No
Um,
doubt.
yeah. So, how you want to do? You want an intro? You want to? What's the vibes?
Yeah, so I think tonight I will go ahead and introduce a guest we're going to bring on the show for the first time. We've had guests for those loyal individuals who've been rocking with us for the duration of this project and journey of ours. We've had several guests. Shout out to our OG Sheen, my boy Ra,
Cammy, Big Sis was on.
Big Sis was on, right? So we've had a number of different guests, and all of them special for many different reasons. Tonight is no different. We're going to bring on my little sister, who I affectionately call Little One. I helped raise her or whatever. Brilliant, talented young lady. So she's just going to come on and chop it up with us tonight on these topics. So we're excited to have her.
Yeah, yeah. Little sis on the show. Let me bring her in right now.
Bring her in. Jada Simone. She got a little
There she
bit
is.
got a little bit
What's
of
up?
she got a little bit of Hispanic in her. So it's Jada Simone. When you say Simone, you gotta say it the right way.
Simone.
Cinnamon. Like you gotta say it the right way.
Vanessa.
You gotta cinnamon. But yeah, this is my little sister Jada Simone.
Little sis
How you doing,
Jada.
little sis?
I'm good. I'm good. What's happening?
Ain't nothing. Yo, my little sister has her own thing that she's building and creating. Jada, before we get started, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your thing and where people can find it.
For sure. You're referring to Brighter World, which is a podcast, which is a brand. It's childcare consulting. I do teacher training. I do administrative training, all things preschool pretty much. You can find us at brighterworldbrand.com. You can find us on Instagram at Jada Simone. You can find us on Twitter, brighter_world. I mean, we everywhere with it.
You on Threads too?
I do
know, Threads is the new thing. Threads is the new thing.
Y'all gotta be careful with the threads though. That's
what
crazy.
is that?
23 million people. They told y'all to join and y'all just jumped. 23 million people.
Oh, see, and that's the thing about that. So it wasn't just a join thing. It was already linked to our Instagram account.
I don't like
it's like the Twitter version, the Instagram version of Twitter, and that's all it is. And,
that sounds difficult.
Do you have it?
I don't even know what that is.
Literally, you said literally all you have to do is click on it on Instagram and you're logged in. It'll download the app for you and use. That's it.
I don't like that.
All your followers that you already had is there. I mean, ain't nothing crazy. Like I said,
I'm
I've browsed
sketchy.
it before.
No, I'm sketchy.
No.
I'm sketchy. It doesn't give safe.
Yeah. So, what's good, everybody? I had a.
Oh, real quick, can I shout out Grace and Peace Cathedral? I think my pastor is actually watching GPC Heaven.
Yeah, I see that.
Welcome. Nah, it's always love.
Bishop Clyburn.
Yeah.
Shout out to the bishop. Shout out to the bishop.
Always love, always welcome.
Done wonderful things for me and my family. So a brother that I respect and admire. So shout out.
That's a fact. I've met the brother as well. So, what we talking about?
I don't know. We got my little sister here, man. What you want to start off with?
Let's start off with the. No. Go ahead. Where you want to start? Because I was gonna start with the elephant in the room.
Go ahead.
Let's start with the elephant in the room. Carlie Russle.
Oh man, that's the elephant on the planet.
Yeah. For those of you who don't have TV or internet or anything, Carlie Russle is she's a sister from Alabama. And
is she from Alabama? Yeah.
It's Alabama, I believe. Yeah. And she called the police saying she seen a toddler walking on the highway, in nothing but a diaper, and the phone disconnected, and then all of a sudden she disappeared. She was gone for what, 2 days, 3 days, something like that. And she randomly appeared, like walking to her house or her parents' house or whatever.
When you say gone for 2 days, do you mean like nobody heard from her? She was nowhere to be found? Because I haven't kept up with the story.
That's a speculation.
Yeah, so it was appeared she had been abducted. Like nobody heard from her. They couldn't contact her. They said she had an Apple Watch in her purse but couldn't ping it, I guess. So a few things. So yeah, she was just gone. And then appeared 2 days later, and it was like, oh, I guess it was funny because the people I was talking to at work and stuff. Oh well, you know what it is? They went looking for her, and the people got scared and la da 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 da, which is cool. Everybody praying for her. I want to say they started to GoFundMe.
Yeah, there was a lot of things. A lot of things were started. A lot of money was circulated.
A lot of things went behind those efforts. Yeah. But come to find out, upon further investigation, there was never any baby. You know, there's no evidence of a baby. They got the camera of her walking, or they got the video of her walking on the highway or whatever.
This isn't funny.
They investigated, like, of course, because they're gonna investigate it. Yeah. They looked up her search, how to steal money without getting caught. She was looking up bus tickets. She looked up the movie Taken. You know, what's the age limit for Amber Alert?
Yeah. I seen all that.
She looked all of that up?
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
So it turned out it was a hoax, like there was never a baby. She didn't disappear. I mean, well, she disappeared, but she wasn't kidnapped.
Right? Because the whole thing was she got kidnapped by the man with orange hair and his girlfriend or something.
So that, I think, is the disappeared and kidnapped are not the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think people, I mean, somebody said in the comments this is a serious matter.
Serious matter. I'm gonna tell you why it's a serious matter.
Okay, go ahead.
Because it speaks to her mental health more than anything. Because you got to be a sick individual to do something like that.
Stop it right now. Ridiculous.
You don't think you got to be sick to do something like that?
No. Here's my take, and I'm gonna put my tinfoil kufi on right over this prosperity.
Go ahead, do your thing, King.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that she was in trouble and was trying to get out of it by making herself "quote unquote" kidnapped and or disappear.
What was she in trouble for?
I mean, those details will soon to come, and I'm telling you right now, people go to these links of extremity once they get into some trouble they can't get out of.
Comment said they already don't care about missing black people, and that's the issue. So
that's
where it becomes exactly.
If they already don't care about missing black people, as a black woman, her probably already knowing that, what is going on with you to where you would do something like this? Because you know the black community is going to take that seriously. That's very manipulative, if you ask me.
Right, and that's what a lot of our posts said, like, oh, they don't care about us missing, but we're going to make the noise. this, that, and the third, and then now you playing games. For whatever reason, I've seen a lot of theories and, like you said, 10-4 cool fees, and I've seen a lot of stuff. So, yeah. So what's wrong with it's funny. Something happened the other day, and I said, "Yo, just pray, blah blah blah," and my boy said, "I ain't even finna play with Big Daddy like that," and that's how I feel about this. I ain't gonna play with Big G like that. Like, I'm not gonna bother him for that. Somebody's playing, but I do pray for.
Hold on, because you didn't know that.
At the time, you didn't.
And I'm not the type of person that just believes everything on the internet, and I think this is a perfect situation where y'all have to on the internet understand you can't just jump on anything that you see on the internet. This is what's being taught today. You can't just jump on the internet with anything that's being seen and then become a champion of it because the internet said so. It's dangerous to play that game.
Someone said she's mentally unstable. Is that something that they're currently looking into? Are they looking into her medical and mental history?
Yeah, no, she's trying to get out of that. No, she's trying to get out of that. She's trying to get out of that jail time.
Yeah, she's looking in jail time. And
yeah, listen, because there's a lot of other things out here other than this girl playing dead that are plaguing our society and plaguing our country. Like, listen, I'm not worried. I mean, should she have done that? Yeah, no, okay, we can all agree. But let's not act like she's Bernie Madoff or this is some Ponzi scheme that she set up that scammed people out of millions of dollars, right? Okay, she lied. All right, cool. Punish her accordingly.
Comments say, let's give her the same grace white people get, though. No. So here's my issue with that. We're not afforded that latitude. Like, so if we're trying to build and grow towards something, this is where it comes to us being on code and handling that within our community and making sure, like, hey, listen, you did this, you're going to hold up for it. We're going to make sure you don't do something like that again. So that's where it comes, like, if we don't want the big brother involved, we got to handle that within us if we're going to be on code.
So what you trying to say? We should pull up to her house on some lynch mob shit?
I'm not saying lynch mob, but let's say it is a mental health thing. Let's make sure she gets the help she needs. But don't just brush her off. Oh, she's just crazy. We tend to do that within our community. Oh, they just crazy. Nah. We gonna put, as my father said, we're gonna put you on the ice block in the rubber room.
That's some old black man shit.
He said you're gonna be somewhere sitting on the ice block in a rubber room. Hey, listen.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And his father, for those of you who don't know, his father's an old black man from the South. So that's some shit that if you don't understand it, don't feel dumb. None of us understand it, but it makes none of us understand.
They might take her nursing license away.
Definitely, she's going to jail.
Oh yeah.
That
definitely
takes away some kind of credibility for you to have gone through nursing school. There's definitely some evaluating that happens in that process. So
and then here's the kicker. Here's the part that got me really, because now everybody's saying, "Oh, her boyfriend had something to do with it." Whole time, bro, like, yo, listen, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
That's typical. Blame the black man. You know they gotta come to us.
Have you heard any conspiracy theories about it?
I've heard a lot of them.
What's one of the craziest ones you heard?
I've heard the one where the Kevin Hart skit was like, I saw a Tahoe on the side of the road and it was a deer, bruh. And then I had to stop and ask the baby why I was running. I seen that one. That was funny as hell.
No, I seen the conspiracy theory that said she did all that because really she was going to see a 17-year-old boy or something like that.
Woo!
Wow.
I didn't hear that.
I seen the dude post that and he was like, watch, the story gonna come out. She was really going, because the dude, her side dude was a 17-year-old dude. And so there's something here. People come up with some stuff. So
I'm gonna hope that one is not true, because if that one's not true. That's not what our people do. That's not that. We don't have the hue for that. That's not us.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave that alone. So moving on.
Y'all being funny tonight. Y'all being real funny.
No, I'm not. I'm not being funny. I'm not a comedian. I'm just some guy. Moving on. It was a post. I posted it on the page, and where a lady got engaged. And she posted the engagement ring with the caption, "My DMs are officially closed."
Goes we're going back to the Keke Palmer era, which
That's foolishness.
Keke's still flourishing out here, but this is going back to Keke.
I listened to our podcast talking about that, but we'll get to the. I don't want to get. We'll get to that in a second.
All right, let's get. I would love to hear your. Jada says foolishness. Tell me why, because apparently there are some women. Let's put it out there. There are some women who think I'm single until I'm married. That is a very real sentiment amongst many communities. So you tell me, Jada, is that crazy or is it not crazy?
I think it's foolishness. I can't wrap my head around taking somebody serious and then entertaining other people. Like, I don't. How are you? I love you enough to be engaged and accept an engagement, but not enough to respect you to not entertain other people. Because if a man were to do it, I feel like you don't really
when they
love
do
me.
it, it's a problem when I do it.
Yeah, it'll be a problem.
So I don't like that. If it's going to be okay for one, it should be okay for both. And I think it shouldn't be okay for both.
Well, damn, you heard it first here on the All Done podcast from my Southern Belle, newly Southern Belle sister, who now has a Southern twang that I find so amusing. But what she's saying is very interesting. Go ahead, Mike.
No, that's facts. And I remember one of the somebody comments, wrote the page and said, well, technically, you're single until you get married. That's not technically. Legally, you're single until you get married. Legally, you're. Men always do it. They're doing it right now. That's funny. Legally, you're single till you get married.
Wow, that's inappropriate. That comment is inappropriate.
Why? I mean, it's the feeling of a viewer.
No.
Wait, too.
That feeling is a lie. Okay, so let me tell you this. It's impossible to put someone in a situation of like real love and you're trying to get to know someone, but you're telling me that I'm going to be able to go date other people if we're really seeing each other. And so sometimes on the
unless you're into that thing, because there's a thing is polyamory and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's something that's discussed then.
Right.
No, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that's an open discussion.
And that has completely different principles depending on who you ask. Just dating other people because you want to date other people while being engaged to a whole other person is not the same thing.
And I feel like this sentiment of I'm single until I'm married, you are going to block your blessing, because the reality is you don't get to turn into a husband or wife once I give you the ring. That's not how that works, right? Like, these things are built towards, and we building towards it together if we're truly going to be in a relationship. You can't be like, well, you know what? We've been together for 5 years, but I might go on other dates because I don't have a ring.
And that's for sure a fact. God, that just hurt. That's for sure a fact. That's something we talked about before. You are what you are before you're given a title. That little piece of paper means a lot, but not to many men value. I call BS. I call BS. I call BS. And we'll get into it. That's a conversation about, monogamy and all that other stuff later, because that's not what this conversation is about. Or I guess kind of it is.
It's monogamy, yeah.
Yeah, that's the yeah. But you are what you are before you get the title. Like I've always said, I'm a husband and a father. Before I was even dating, that's who I was. So me saying I do doesn't make me a husband. Legally it does, but that's not who I am. That I was already that. So
and this is a good lesson for the flip side of that, right? To be like, those of you ladies and men who meet these people and you know that their qualities aren't husband and wife, if you force it and make them become husband or wife, and then they don't live up to your expectations, the question becomes, who's really at fault?
Yeah, who's to blame? Who's to blame?
You know what they want?
Especially if it's clear up front, like, yo, this is what I know I'm moving around and shuffling around a lot, but we'll get into that in a second. If we had that understanding from jump, like, yo, this is what I'm going into this as. This is not what, like, I'm not looking to be serious. If I tell you that from jump, then believe me. Some people have the argument, well, your actions say otherwise. At
No,
one
but
point, I wore a cape and jumped around. I don't mean I really thought I was a superhero. No. So
no. I think I'll call bullshit on that because people that wear capes and jump around really do believe that they're superheroes.
some do.
Some do. Yeah.
So, cause some in their everyday life they do it, but not if I do it every once in a while.
Yeah,
When I feel like getting a little,
we're having an inside conversation. Sorry, we do that from time to time.
Yeah, but no, for real though. Yeah, so that whole, men do it. So like, and and, and, and
No,
don't.
we're not the same. It's not equal.
I was about to say, don't put no umbrella on it. Men do it. Men don't do it.
Mm.
Or women. In that case, I could say Carlie Russell. See, don't trust women. They be lying about stuff.
Twist. A vicious
You know?
twist.
You can't trust what these women say. They be lying.
Well,
It didn't really take 6 hours to get your hair did. Who was you with,
Lord, don't hurt him.
I'm just saying, it's when you say things like, "Oh, well, men do it," you open a can of worms, and I don't subscribe to that. What some men do,
subjectivity and being objective is important.
Yeah, that's a fact. Now, so people, but yeah, so I mean, like I said, in my case, if I was to see that,
so
go ahead, open your
many
DMs right back up, Queen,
men
because
value holy
this ain't it.
matrimony. How much do you value marriage then if you're seeing other people or open to seeing other people?
Say it again.
So the comment is, the little piece of paper, a lot, but not too many men value holy matrimony. And I don't know the lady in the picture, but my question would then become for her or somebody that would agree with her sentiments is, how much do you value holy matrimony if you are willing and open to dating other people in the midst of a relationship that's serious enough to consider engagement? I'm not married, I'm not engaged, I'm not in any serious thing at the moment, but I value holy matrimony enough to say if I like somebody and this is what I'm considering, I consider it enough because this is where it might go. So she, as a woman, didn't value holy matrimony. That's why I'm trying to understand this comment.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like when you doing certain things with kids, like, oh, well, stop. Well, they doing it.
Exactly.
That's not how it works. So to say, well, men don't value
Statistically,
matrimony,
men struggle with monogamy.
yeah. So with that, and also statistically, there's more women in the world than men, so men have the more of an opportunity to cheat. If you want to look at it that way.
That brings me to a question.
Go ahead.
Statistically, men struggle with monogamy. Is that why so many women put this facade on, like the hot girl, like that aesthetic of tricking several men? Is that what has breeded this era of?
I would say no.
I'm gonna say yeah. It breeds a sense of I'm gonna get you before you get me. Don't get caught slipping.
That sounds crazy because because that statistically monogamy, I don't know where you can get that stat from. Point me to the CDC website. Tell me where you can get that stat from. But when you start to look at real stats, when I'm about to quote one now, what percentage of people are filing for divorce? Which gender is filing for divorce more?
I would say women, probably.
It's gonna be women. Ding, 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 ding. You are correct. And so that's a real stat. You can look it up on several websites that women, the majority of the time, file for the divorces. And so women are the ones ending relationships. So if we're going to talk about anybody who's struggling with monogamy, that statistic alone would.
I wasn't going to go with that, but hey,
it's y'all that are struggling with monogamy. And again, like my brother said, let's not put blanket statements on people. But if we're going to back up a blanket statement with some stats, I said what I said.
Me personally, and I only can speak for me as a man, as a black man, I don't struggle with monogamy.
No, I don't think a man or woman truly interested at that point, at a certain point in their life, struggles with monogamy.
There
Right?
you go.
People at different stages of their life, monogamy might not be a solution or not a priority at that time. But anyone who's really in love and wants to be with someone will be with them. That's is basic human nature.
Didn't Dr. Umar say a marriage is a business agreement anyway or something like
Yes.
that?
Okay,
Yep.
Dr. Umar is my favorite.
Yeah, he said marriage is a business agreement anyway
But doesn't that sound suspicious?
Yeah, man. So, like I
Lord,
said, if and I of course I don't believe my queen would do nothing like that. But if I get on one knee, first of all, I got bad knees, so that's the fact I'm on one knee. That's showing something real. You feel me? But if I get on one knee and I see her post, oh well, my DMs are officially closed. Hey, Kenpo, go ahead, open them back up because this ain't it.
Yeah, I gotta get up out of here because this ain't what I want.
This is not what you wanted clearly because your inbox was open the whole time. I'm out here. Never mind. Never mind. Another quick tidbit. I mean, a quick. I don't want to. We gotta make it quick, but I don't want to make it quick.
No, we gotta shout them out though.
We definitely gotta shout them out. The sorority, sorority AKAs.
No doubt.
They opened up a credit union, FMO, for members only. Clearly, you have to be a member of the sorority, I think, to join.
These are black women. These are black women,
yeah. These are black women. And that's super dope because we always speak about black banks and, we need black banks, this, that, and the third. And not only is it's a credit union, which that's super dope in its own because I've only banked with credit unions my whole life, and they're actually better for the everyday person. If anybody didn't know, credit unions are better for the everyday person. And
it's a little bit more personal.
Yeah, for multiple reasons. So,
but we want to shout them out and really just say how dope that was, and hopefully they're able to lead that charge to opening up black banking institutions, because we talk about that a lot. And so when we see stuff like that come up on the timeline or articles like that are passed through the group chat or whatever, we want to definitely make sure we number one, shout those people out, and give us the blueprint. I think that's one thing. If I had any critique, I hope those sisters are putting out the blueprint for other sorors to go ahead and get in that same lane. So we can get a few more.
Something I noticed I've noticed a long time ago, and it came to my attention after reading that. Where we're from, that wasn't something that was big, like fraternities and sororities and stuff like that. It wasn't a big thing as far as, now, where I live down south, they got, the high school versions of them, like, Catholic and stuff like that. It wasn't a really big thing our way.
I think generations more so struggle now with social media and seeing a certain aesthetic, and a lot of people, I would say, don't really know the work that goes into the real work of sororities and fraternities. And you get some that join it for the aesthetic. They want the jacket, they want the line number, they want the name, and don't really know the footwork that it takes. So with this generation, it's a lot of more just looking the part and not really doing the work. And that's why you didn't see it, because it wasn't as, I don't want to say not as necessary, because they were still available, but it wasn't such a need of, I got to fit in somewhere, I got to belong, I got to be seen with this certain group of people.
Yeah, we didn't. I didn't know. When I was in college, they had them, but it wasn't something that I needed to.
But I'm telling, and you went to PWI.
I did.
It's something about being in the South and seeing them come together. Like it's an amazing sight. Like being at a Jackson State game and seeing the Deltas over there, the AKAs,
Sigma.
Makes you want to go.
I went one time. It was their Centennials, the Zeta Centennial, and I just happened to be out that night, and I went to the club, and the amount of blue that just was in the club and the walks and it was crazy. It was beautiful to see. Because there's a lot of people doing it, and it was just beautiful to see. So yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to all the Greeks out there.
No stuff, man. Greek life is cool. I always tell people, do it for the right reason. That's kind of what Jada was saying. Do it for the right reason. Those people have a very long legacy. A lot of great professionals, a lot of great networking. Do it for the right reasons. Don't do it because you want a cool jacket or because you want to step with the folks, right? Like do it for the right reasons. And I think to some degree that those entities help our community. I do believe that.
That's a fact. Yo, shout out to my favorite Kappa, Boosie. Nah.
That's the one you picking? He's your favorite one?
Nah, I've seen that, like, yo, him in that jacket and stuff. It's really funny because, yeah. But anyway, so moving right along to our main topic, right? We done touched on some stuff. Jada, I'm gonna let you intro this main topic because it was a post of yours, and tell us what the post said.
It was something along the lines of poverty is more expensive than discipline. And to kind of preface what made me post that, I was at home and it's like middle of the month. I'm independent college student, like the middle of the month is the middle of the month. And a friend called me and was like, hey, we trying to go out, we're trying to do this, that, and the third. And I'm like, listen, we catch me next time because we not on that type of time right now. And though I could, it took a lot of discipline to say this is not what's needed right now. And so like, dang, while I could, it would be the most beneficial for me in the long run.
That's deep.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it like that at all, but you know what? Now that she explains it, that kind of makes sense.
Real. I mean, I think the pushback a lot of people give, especially younger people, and a lot of people will say stuff like, "Oh, well, you can't take it with you, or you only live once." What's your comeback to that?
I feel like that's coming from a place of financial insecurity. I come from a generation that didn't really talk about a lot of financial responsibility, and it just wasn't a topic that I heard a lot of. And so I think when you're spending and I gotta have this new pair of shoes, we gotta go to this restaurant, I need this jacket, I need these shoes, I need the red bottoms. It's oftentimes coming from a place of I didn't have it as a child, or my mama couldn't get it, so I'm gonna get it for myself. And you got rent that you can't necessarily afford, and you trying to, pull things together on the other end. And so it doesn't really match to me. That's not responsible. I don't see, and there's a lot of that, and especially with people my age, because I got a lot of pushback in my DMs when I made that post. It's like, well, what if I want? Well, what if I? Yeah, you want that, but you don't need that. And that self-control, not even just with finances, with anything, self-control and self-discipline is expensive in any sense. It's the discipline to work out when you don't feel like it, the discipline to, not spend your credit card on stupid stuff. Like that discipline is essential in everything. And so, especially with finances, I think the pushback with you can't take it with you is your mindset isn't in a place to fully receive discipline. You're not trying to discipline your mind. And I want to have that conversation with that person because we're clearly not.
I gotta go ahead and tell you what I thought when I seen that post, and I'm sure my partner probably knows where I'm gonna take it immediately. Is that my sister is a brilliant, responsible young lady, and we've grown up in a very similar situation and having to be disciplined and poverty, the hands of poverty being very close in certain moments. But when I see that post, immediately my mind goes to who are you talking about? Because we're not talking about everyone. We might be talking about the majority of individuals, but why as an individual in the richest country on the planet, do I need to have this ridiculous sense of discipline to keep me out of poverty? Right? This is the richest country in the world. There are people who are very wealthy for doing the minimal nothing. Right? Pussy Pink Booty Hole Brown. She's a millionaire now. And so when we start to talk about poverty, how do people get to poverty was my first thought. Well, if we put it, and my biggest sentiment is if we put it on the individual accountability, which, okay, we live in a capitalist society. Yes, you're going to have to put it on you. But the backdrop of that is I live in a country, I pay taxes, I work my ass off. And I'm not talking about the lazy motherfucker who just wants to sit up and play 2K all day. Those are not the people we're talking about now. We're talking about the people who every day go to work, sometimes 7 and 8 days, and still have to be disciplined versus poverty. How can I work 8 days a week? There are only 7 days a week. How can I work 8 days a week, but somehow I still have to, in the richest country on the planet, have some sort of discipline just to keep me from poverty? We're not talking about elevating me to a level of riches. We're talking about I need to have discipline to simply keep me from poverty. And to me, that part is on who? The system.
Big brother.
You know who it is. And so we need to never let them off the hook. What Jada said is beautiful and eloquent. Yes, in the system, be disciplined enough to understand the situation that we're in. And you do. You got to understand it, and you have to act accordingly. But do not ever let the system off the hook. Because there's no way that you should have to work as hard as most of us do. And I'm going to say most of us do, just to stay away from poverty.
Yeah. No,
I don't disagree with that. And I think from that perspective, yes. But
that's not where you was coming from initially.
No, I was talking about me.
She was raised right though. She was raised right.
There's certain systems that intentionally have definitely made financial gain harder for certain people.
No, that's a fact.
Yes,
that's a fact. And even with that, let's say we talk about discipline. What is it? Discipline is more expensive than poverty, or poverty is more expensive than discipline. Even with that, let's take it on like personal skill. Let me tell you something, and this is from growing and watching and learning. Get behind on the credit card and see how much it actually really ends up costing you.
More than what you spend.
Rather than, well, I don't need that right now. I don't need it bad enough to put it on my credit card. I can wait until I get the cash.
Yeah. But where does that mentality come from? When you're at that crossroads to say, why do people in the mindset say, I work so hard, I deserve it. I can't afford it, but I deserve it. Where does that come from? It comes from, I really am working that hard. For those of us who really are doing that. Again, I have to put the disclaimer, right? Some of y'all are bums, and y'all need to do better. But those aren't the people I'm talking about, because I don't think that's the majority. I think the majority of Americans do work hard. I think
that's a fact. And just think about it, because we mentioned Django earlier. Just think about the when he had the slaves fighting, and at the end he gave them a bear, and go, you get a steak, whatever. You worked hard, you get this reward.
He gave him a beer and a woman. He didn't give him no food. He gave him a beer and a woman.
Okay. All right. And that's, a beer and a woman.
Calvin Kennedy said, and bring him up a pony to lick his pole. I think that was the direct
quote. All right. We didn't have to go that deep into it. But,
we
don't hold hate, so they ain't got nothing to do with it.
They were slaves. That's not whole hate. They were slaves. It's a difference. Go ahead.
But and that comes from that as well. That that's my reward for just slave. Like I deserve this reward. Nah, it also comes from a place of, like you said, I do work hard. When do I enjoy the fruits of my labor?
Never in this country if you let them dictate it. But go ahead, JD. JD was going to say something about the concept of all people work hard, and I'm interested to hear your perspective, because your generation is much different than mine.
And I think that's where our perspective differs. Because that's not really a lot of what I see in my friend group and people my age. And I can only speak on what I see and what I know to be true. There's a lot of financial insecurity. And so when you finally do get a little piece of something, it's not, I work hard, I deserve this. It's, I didn't have it growing up. And, it's like, it's kind of like a psychological thing.
Yeah.
And like, you remember that episode of Good Times, James had won like, it was like $100. The first thing he did was he went and bought his wife a coat, and he bought JJ the new paintbrushes.
He had to look broke.
Got the new dress. It didn't get them out of their situation, but that little bit of joy that it did bring them, those still in the midst of poverty, was like, it was a big deal.
That speaks to exactly to my point. If I'm in poverty already, or on the brink of it, or just a few steps away, and I get a windfall, why wouldn't I take that windfall to make me feel better? Because I know what the next Monday through Sunday is going to hold for me.
But why do you need that temporary feel good? Because if you know next month, that means what you're buying is temporary. Why do you need this temporary satisfaction?
The same reason people smoke weed. That you feel, that euphoric feeling, that feeling of it ain't that bad, or you know.
Now the discipline, like I said, she's right when she says you gotta have discipline if you want to come up out of it. But how many of us really do come up out of it? How many of us really do come up out of it? It's a very
How many of us actually practice continuous, consistent, mindful discipline?
I understand what you're saying, and like I said, she was raised right, but that's hard to do. And I understand people on the other side of the aisle. Mm-hmm. I myself, I know I got to put a certain level of marketing so we can grow this All Done podcast. I got to put a certain money towards the branding for Prosperity and the book that's on Amazon, Prosperity for All, that people can go get. I know I have to do these things, but not everyone is disciplined enough to say, yo, I want to create a brand and try to, build something for myself. And my pushback will be, should they have to in the richest country on the planet? Should that be only way to financial security or off the brink of poverty, is to create so much discipline that I am able to create a business through all the other businesses that we see fail? That's my lifeline. That's my path to financial freedom in this country. That's not fair, and y'all have rigged the game. And some of us down here below you are tired of playing.
And then change it. Change what that discipline leads to. So let's say, it like you mentioned, like going out. All right, well, it's let's go out. Well, no, I can't really. I'm not going to do that right now because I'd rather be disciplined and not spend that. But then use that you didn't spend and put it back into whatever you're trying to grow and build, rather than like, it's just gonna help me pay my bills. That's the point.
Later. They can't though, right? Because that's
still that bill money.
Exactly. I didn't go have fun with it, but now it's going to my National Grid, electric, grocery. It's not going to nothing to set me free so that I don't have to walk this fucked up line, part of my language, right? It's not going towards setting me free. It's going towards, and so people make the very rash, undisciplined decision to say, it's not, this little $100, this little $70 that I spend at PF Chang's, it's not going to
be broke anyway.
So I'm going to go get this.
I really hate that mindset.
It's unfortunate, but
I get it.
Because it's just the way I was raised. But
see, your mindset isn't wrong, Jada. So we're not disagreeing with your mindset.
Because I don't know. Maybe I just seeing the way. Looking at the way I was raised and the way that the world around me looked, it's really hard for me I understand it, but I'm having a hard time processing this. Well, I'm going to be broke anyway. Like, that's not, to me, that's so, I don't want to say irrational, but it's like, why is that okay?
So
it's not.
It's not okay, but you, like I said, you got to, where we came up and how we grew up, and you got to look at it from our eyes. I know Pops did it. I know for sure. I know my family still does it. We struggling, barely have a dollar to the name, but you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna get those numbers in. Mm-hmm. They're gonna get them lottery numbers in. And
makes me happy.
Huh?
It makes them happy.
Yeah. So not even something tangible. The hope of coming up is euphoric for them. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So same thing with I'm gonna go out and ball anyway. It's just money. It's just this. It's just that. I mean, it's unfortunate because, like I said, your mindset isn't wrong, Jada. No. Like, that's the right mindset. Like, nah, I'm gonna stay down till I come up.
She was raised right.
So your mindset isn't wrong, but sometimes you got to see the flip side of it. Like, like I said, some people
I
like to
think
look the part.
I think because I see the flip side of it, it's hard for me because I grew up on the flip side of it. There was plenty of Christmases I got stuff that I probably shouldn't have, but it was just that moment of, I need this. I'm sure seeing me with I was like 8 or 9, and I these big gold hoop ear. That's why I wear hoops to this day. These big gold hoop earrings with my name in it, the matching chain, Uggs for my birthday. It wasn't all the time. It wasn't every day, but those special moments, like back to that good times moment, it just that moment of the euphoric feeling that you're talking about. And because I see the flip side of it, and now I'm 24.
And I can promise you, my mama didn't have it, right? So now we're talking about them last few $100s. I could either, be quote unquote disciplined, or I could go get these hoop earrings for my daughter to see her smile.
Now, as a child, those moments mean everything, but as an adult, I'm looking like, dang, should I have spent that $100?
So sometimes that poverty, that was worth more than that discipline in that moment.
Tadella every single time.
Yeah. So and like I said, and for anybody listening and hearing this, I want to be perfectly clear. Jada's mindset isn't wrong at all.
Not at all. You should develop.
It's the right mindset. But the other way isn't quite. It's not necessarily wrong, because I can get wanting to feel good for that moment because life is messed up. It's like having a drink at night because I know I got to work tomorrow. I know I got to be at work at 7:30 in the morning.
Okay, you need a drink tomorrow because you got to go to work tomorrow. But if you know that one drink is going to turn to 5, and that 5 is going to turn to 10, and that 10 is going to turn to 10 every night, maybe you don't need this drink.
Nah, listen, a game I got from my mom a long time ago is you can have whatever vice you want, but handle your business.
Handle your business. I use my father's business.
And that a lot of the time isn't what we see. Why every year the Black community is spending billions and billions of dollars at the mall when they get their tax return? What?
Because temporary satisfaction. It's unfortunate. It just like we still spend that money on Black Friday. I know people that buy TVs every year. How many rooms do you got in your house? It's just one of those things.
We could chop it up all night. We gotta wrap this thing.
Yeah, we for sure gotta wrap this thing.
So Jada, on the All Done podcast, I know you're a watcher of ours, and to end our episodes, we usually try to give people some solution, because I think that's what this podcast is all about. It's really not about just critiques and talking shit. We really just want to, how do we start conversations and push our society, more importantly, our Black culture forward, more towards the mentality that you had in this episode and gave to the people. So we start off with solutions. So I don't know what order we're going to go in. I'll go first. And that way you can kind of see what we're talking about. So my solution for this episode and some of the things that we're talking about, I want to go back to the what's the sister's name? Sister Russell.
Carlie Russell.
Yeah, I will go back, and that will be my solution topic for the night. We need, again, the internet is not the be all end all, right? There are a lot of things said. There are a lot of things perpetrated on the internet, and some of us take it and we run with it. And I know a lot of us did that. And so what I would like to see tomorrow or in the next coming weeks is that the people that did jump out the window be grown enough to say y'all was wrong, because it happens to all of us. And I would beg people to see on the internet who really steps in and say, yo, I wasn't right about this. I jumped out the window. I projected a struggle of an entire gender of Black women, cultural appropriation on these people, and it turned out to be a total hoax, and inevitably is probably going to do a lot of harm to sisters, in the coming months or coming years, because we know how this system works. And so I would just say, be mindful of the internet, man. Be mindful of the internet. We chop up topics on this podcast all the time about the internet, and we also follow up on a lot of topics that we talk about on the internet, because sometimes we might have it wrong. Sometimes there's new developments, and it's okay to do that. So again, I want to continue to preach that mantra. Show yourself some grace. Continue to show others grace.
That's right. Jada, what you
Right.
got? How you want? What's your solution? And or don't forget to plug what you got going on as well.
Yeah, give it again. Give it again.
Well,
Give it again.
hold on, because that'll exactly wrap into what I was going to say. Going to the Carlie, going from that story to talking about discipline, financial responsibility. Perspective is everything, and that's something that I keep in mind with the work that I do as a preschool consultant, working with children with different behavioral needs, working with family from different backgrounds. Your perspective and the way you receive people, the way you receive information, it matters. I think being objective is important, and just even if you don't understand, try to understand.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real. It's on me. It's on me
You
to wrap
ready?
up.
Yeah.
I want to wrap up on. I'm gonna touch on a few things. First of all, I want to talk about the credit union, the FMO credit union for members only. They're giving us the blueprint. They're giving us the blueprint. We're talking about building and the importance of brand. That shows you the importance of brand right there. So don't be scared to invest in the brand or to build your own brand. Also want to talk about the system. No, I want to talk about the Carlie Russell thing. I'm gonna piggyback what my brother Tracy said. Hey, listen, yeah, if you were wrong on that, I personally didn't make any posts, but if you were wrong on that, just say, hey, yo, I messed up. I called that one wrong, but don't let's not let them condemn a whole people for that or a whole demographic for that. Let's not let them put everybody under umbrella because she made a mistake. Because plenty of other people make mistakes and we don't. We make it an individual thing. Oh, well, they were just this, that, and third. So let's not let that happen to us in this situation. And lastly, on the sister with the whole, my DMs are officially closed. I'm gonna end this one with black men don't cheat. So don't say, well, men do it, so we can't do it. We can do it. Nah, I ain't with all that. So black men don't cheat.
Never.
But for real, do what works for you. If that's an understanding in the conversation you have with your significant other that, oh well, I may entertain someone else until we're married, then if your significant other is cool with that, that works for y'all. But you got to do what works for you. That doesn't work for me, but I can't speak for everyone.
They might have had that conversation.
Yeah, they might have had that conversation and he was cool with the post. So it just gave us a vehicle to talk about something like black men don't cheat.
No doubt. Yo, appreciate you joining us, Jada Cinnamon. I gotta give it that Hispanic flavor to it. I love you, Lil.
That's
so appreciate you joining us. On that note, this podcast is
all done. Don't be a stranger, Jada. Pull up at any time.
Be back later.
Peace. Love.